And I love the Tour de France. I love all sports. I love all sports. I love the Tour de France because of the strategy that the cyclists format. And that's what the great open water swimmers do. They know the strategy of racing, and it's like poetry. It's like ballet. It's just fantastic. And the parents must go to their LSCs, and they must go to U.S. Swimming and demand safety. There has to be workshops for kids. Fran went out to national championships this summer, and he went out a day early to run a workshop for young local kids in that area of the country. And I said, Fran, are you resting enough to assure yourself a spot to go to Canada? He said, I have to be a spokesman for open water. It's not going to have any negative effect on me. And I think the biggest tribute that I can pay to Fran Crippen was in Pan Pacs this summer. The announcer announced Fran Crippen is going the wrong way. And I had no idea what Fran Crippen was doing as his coach. But he went back to Alex Myers because he knew his friend was in trouble. And then he raced back to the front of the pack, and he got second to Chip Peterson, a great, great competitor. And I said to Fran, do you think going back to Alex, because you only got touched out, had any negative effect on the medal? He said, my friends are more important than medals.
Wow.
I went, oh my God. Am I so blessed to know Fran Crippen? And I'll never forget when the announcer announced he was going the wrong way.
Dick Shoulberg is one of the most renowned coaches in the world of aquatics. He coaches national champions, world champions, and Olympians. Yet Shoulberg also coaches young children at the Germantown Academy in Pennsylvania. A man of the highest integrity and compassion for his swimmers and students, he is beloved and respected, like few in his profession. Coach Shoulberg has represented the United States as a coach in 16 international competitions, including the World Swimming Championships, the Pan-Pacific Championships, the Pan American Games, and the Olympic Games. Day in and day out, Coach Shoulberg is on the pool deck and in the classrooms, guiding America's young swimmers to realize their potential and achieve their dreams. Shoulberg has been honored by his peers as the American Swim Coach of the Year in 1982 and 1989. He has developed 11 Olympians over his career in a pool that is actually undersized for the great athletes who have trained there. He has also coached over 300 All-American swimmers and dozens of national champions while building an unprecedented dynasty at the Germantown Academy, teaching, guiding, and motivating young athletes since 1969 at the Germantown Academy. His teams have won the National Prep School Championships in 1985, 86, 87, 1992, 1994, and 2005. But his success as a coach is a mere result of his success as a leader and motivator of young children and teenagers. In an era when many seek the easy road, Coach Shoulberg inspires his athletes to take the high road and the hard road on their individual paths to success. One of his most distinguished athletes was Fran Crippen, the promising marathon swimming Olympian who died tragically on October 23, 2010 in Dubai. Coach Shoulberg talks about Fran's legacy and what his death can and should mean for the sport of open water swimming, both domestically in the United States and internationally at all levels. Your host for this exclusive Watershed interview is Stephen Munatones. And whereas our full-length interviews are typically reserved for the premium members of Open Water Source, it was decided that this particular interview should be made available to all in its entirety. And so now, on behalf of Open Water Source, Open Water Wednesday is pleased to present the legendary, Dick Shoulberg.
Good morning. This is Stephen Munatones with Open Water Wednesday, and we're here with Coach Shoulberg of the Germantown Academy. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, Steve. How are you in sunny California?
I wish it were sunny. We've had a week of rain, but how's it over in Pennsylvania?
It's cool, but no snow. I'm disappointed. I haven't turned on my snowblower yet, so that's not good.
Yeah.
I love my Tonka toy.
Well, during the Christmas season, the kids are not in school. I assume you're working them out very hard.
Yes, we started holiday Friday at 3 o'clock last Friday, and we try to go a minimum of 18,000 yards every day, and we do it starting on Monday on a one-a-day practice. So we swim from 7 to about 11:45, and then we do an hour of fitness on the ergs and the vasas and pedal balls, and we'll do that this week. And then the day after Christmas we go to Orlando. We train in an outdoor 50-meter pool, and we only have 25 yards during the school year, and we certainly try to do a large block of training. During a normal school week, our distance athletes definitely hit 100,000.
Wow.
So we're not afraid. We've never been afraid to work hard at GA.
Yeah. You're one of the most respected and in fact, beloved coaches in the world, and obviously your workouts are legendary, and the results speak for themselves. What is it about your coaching philosophy that makes you so special?
A, I don't know if I'm special, but B, what I've always done, I've always tried to make each athlete feel like they're an individual on a team, and I treat each athlete differently.
Okay.
Some I have to get on, some I never get on, and I always treat my athletes as individual human beings. Right now, during the school year, we have 90 athletes doing a 3-hour cycle from 6th grade to 12th, and a few college kids training with us. So it's crowded. We have an outstanding dry land program, which decreases injuries and increases strength and flexibility and all that. And so we just never had a tryout, we've never had a cut, and we just work hard.
Yeah. Can you get this morning's workout from 7 to quarter to 12? What did you guys do for 18,000 meters?
We did a ladder set where we did a 2,000 on the 20 minutes and 15 seconds for Arthur Frailer. Then we do 2100s on the 59. Then we go an 1800, and that was on like the 1830. And then we go 18100s on the 101, and it's a progression. It's a progression, ascending set of send-offs. But what we do then is we require the athletes to get faster as they're in the water, and we ended up with 50/50s on the 31 seconds. I don't know how to program the Colorado timing system, but we have a 6-lane pool. We have 8 lines. And my assistant coach's program, lane 6 is the top line, that's distance lane currently. We rotate it, but this morning it was in lane 6. And they just plug in 50 times on the 31 seconds and off they go. And I can monitor all 6 lanes by just looking at my own hand stopwatch, which I'm always doing, or I just look at the Colorado board and I can get a sense. But I think the key to our program is when they go off their training cycles, which I have a pretty good feel for, I make them go into a less intense training lane where they have to focus more on stroke count, technique, distance per stroke. And so some athletes break down quicker than others, and when they're in that breaking down phase, I don't hammer them. Never will, never have. I just, the biggest problem is when a great athlete is having a rough day, they don't like to be shifted over in lane 3 or 2. I think it's an ego thing, and so sometimes I just have to say, okay, everybody stop. Now everyone's going to do mid-distance practice. We're done with distance today. And I'm not afraid to do that. And I think the key to coaching is being engaged in every practice. I design every practice through high tech. I used to do it by hand and figure out all the paces, and my wife gave me a little calculator, which saved me a lot of time. Now I do it on the computer since '91, and I just have a sixth sense of what their normal training paces should be, and if they go off them real good, or conversely real bad, I communicate immediately with them, and I change the practice, their practice. So it's always a give and take here at GA, and some days I would like them to go 11,400 yards in 2 hours, 6 minutes, doing all 4 strokes, and this won't happen. And I can't get angry about it. I just assume that today they could do it, and outside distractions called a history term paper, or Dad took the car away from you because you had a fender bender, will affect their training.
Yeah.
So you really, really have to get to know them as individuals.
Yeah. And you're coaching young adults, children, teenagers.
Yeah.
And obviously, not only are they going through different changes of maturity, but they're also going through massive physiological changes. And how do you work that into your coaching when you know a kid has just grown 3 inches or putting on weight?
Well, if you know if you have a sense of, let's say, Monday mornings they usually train well, and on this current Monday morning they're having an off day, make sure Monday afternoon you don't overtax them, and you work more on refining their stroke technique. And I just think the key to my coaching is knowing my athletes and their normal training paces, and then I manipulate them. The other thing I like to do, particularly with young athletes, I teach pre-K, 12th grade in the pool. I do about 5 classes a day for the last 42 years. And I think working with beginner swimmers daily keeps my mind fresh on technique. And so if Monday morning is really out of sync, Monday afternoon I will fire